Hey, welcome everyone. My name is Jackie, and today I want to talk about heartbreak. It is such a touchy subject and sometimes looked at as a bit of taboo, and we don't want to go there. We don't want to face it because it hurts so much. That saying, love hurts. Some people would prefer to close their heart after a heartbreak and never revisit it again, never open it, never want to experience love on any level again. But heartbreak isn't just about a nasty divorce or breaking up with someone that you truly love, or infidelity, or that type of relationship. It can also be about not following the career path that you always thought that you would be on, or not having the childhood memories, the fun, loving memories that you should have, like you've been hard done by because it was a shit upbringing. Or it could be that beautiful friend that you've had for years, and even around the COVID days, things really changed with relationships. You may be estranged from a family member or sibling, or it may be even with yourself that you've lost confidence within yourself. You have lost a part of yourself in a actual relationship or a circumstance that you're in. You may have lost your job, or you may find yourself in financial difficulties. There's many things going on that have been going on forever, but are really being highlighted in our lives now. Now, I understand, I have been there myself, but I'm through the other side at the moment, and I've had some really big blows in my life and in my past. Times where I thought I could not go on. It was too hard. It was too emotional. I was just too much of a wreck. My brain couldn't think. I couldn't function. I didn't eat properly. I didn't look after myself. Then it turns into illness, and to the point for me where I ended up in hospital by ambulance. However, I'm not here to talk about my own experiences. I'm here to share the load with you, to know that you're not alone, that it is actually one of the biggest experiences that we can go through as a human on planet Earth, and to remind you that you're not broken. And even if it isn't fresh anymore, that it's happened years ago, but when you still bring up that memories, or the memories around the circumstances, that it brings up this emotion within you, then you know there's another layer that needs healing. Because healing grief isn't just like a linear line and it is done. You do this process from A to Z, and then boom, you're on the right track and everything is rosy. Or you close the doors to your heart, don't let anyone in whatsoever, become numb from all emotions. Then you don't have to feel, then it's not going to hurt, then nobody is going to hurt you, like you've got this big wall up around you. Well, actually on the inside, your body is suffering, and eventually a part of your body will break down into illness or dis-ease, disconnection. We're now moving into an amazing time of growth, an accelerated time where when we do look at these deep wounds within us, that yes, they will hurt. Yes, it will bring up the pain, but you may find it's a lot easier than you actually thought, especially if you've held on to things for a very long time. It may be too painful to look at because it's been so traumatizing for you, but trust me, look at it like this. I heard this from an influencer the other day, and I can't remember who it was from, but it clicked for me. It rung true. So imagine a beautiful big ocean, beautiful big waves, and you're a surfer, you've got your surfboard, and you're going to catch a wave. Now, at the moment, in this time that we're living in, there are many waves to catch to help us catapult through the ugliness into the other side or onto the shore with ease and grace. A lot of us find it so hard to face or so hard to let go, surrender. Sometimes we don't even know how to let go and surrender. The first thing is to face it and ask those questions. Have I really healed my past? You know, on a scale, when I think about it, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do I sit? 10 being the most painful. You know, acknowledge it within you. Start asking yourself the questions. I know I've healed it years ago, but I know there's still some more there to go. Or I haven't even touched it. I don't want to go there. But trust me, if you are the surfer and there's a wave coming and you can catch that wave, imagine yourself on that wave. And you're surfing along, you're balancing, you're going through it. It feels hard on your body. It's bringing up all sorts of things in you. However, you're doing it. You're riding the wave and you get to the shore and you're unscathed. And imagine the opposite. There's a wave coming, you've got your surfboard, but you're full of all this overwhelm, this push-pull. I don't want to go there. I'm not going there. I'm resisting. I'm going to dig my surfboard into the sand, in the water. Well, that's not going to work either, is it? But you're holding on for dear life to the old memories, the old hurts. It actually soothes you to have the old hurts, the heartaches, the heartbreaks. It just means that you've got something familiar to hold on to, and you can go over and over and repeat it and repeat it. Well, actually, it takes more energy to do that. It takes more energy to put into the feelings of the bad and the woes and me and the anxieties and the depressions, rather than the joys and the happiness. Because as you know, when you are in that joyful place, you feel completely different. So you're digging your heels in, so to speak, and so this big, beautiful wave of water, but we're going to call it energy as well, comes over you, and because you're resisting and not going with that flow that your body is wanting you to go with, you tumble. And what happens? You usually hit the bottom of the ocean. It usually feels really, really uncomfortable. You either hurt yourself, you get filled up with seawater and sand, and you're upside down, and there's water going up your nose and everywhere. And you know what? At the end of the day, you still make it to the shore, just like the other person that rode the wave. Do you get my drift? You can either choose to keep your head buried in the sand and not look at those wounds, those hurts that you feel could, like ruin your life forever if you looked at them, or it's just too much that your mind, you might explode with the pain. But you would prefer to be that tumbled mess on the heap, and at the end of the day, you actually still get to the shore. Which one would you choose? I don't know about you, but I know which one I want to choose. And I'm not saying that I've always chosen the wave of energy and I've coasted along and everything has worked out really well. On the contrary, but I do have the wisdom to pass on to you now. It is so much better to face it now. We are shifting as a species. We are dumping the old systems, our conditioning. We don't even know what our potential is yet, and sometimes that's half the problem. To love again, oh my gosh, if you looked at it at the opposite, to love again it means growth. It means manifestation. It means abundance. It means joy and love and singing and dancing. Now, I can vouch for this because I'm with this beautiful, beautiful man. But like I said, it might not be about you being with a partner. And because we have done a lot of healings on our past, our circumstances, our perspective on life is completely different. It is beautiful. It is such a gorgeous feeling. Yes, there is always the risk that he is going to break my heart like the last one. But that is my choice. In my first real deep love, there was infidelity. And because I was so fearful, I stayed with that person. And in actual fact, what I found was I was just becoming more miserable, sicker and sicker by the day. And one day I drew a line in the sand for myself and I said, Jackie, you either have to get over this if you're going to stay with this person and do some self-reflection. I didn't know a lot about all of that stuff way back then. Or you actually leave him and then you go on your seething path of anger and how could he and the woes and the victimhood. It took me a while to get to that point, just saying as well. None of us are superhuman. But I chose to do the healing, get over it. And it made life so much better. And that is an aspect of my body that started to heal. So trust me when I say, face it. Sometimes just facing it, just saying it out loud that I'm in trouble. I know if I open my heart, I feel like I'm afraid I'm never ever going to stop crying. I'm afraid that I'm going to go into such a deep, deep hole because I never ever followed the pathway that I always thought that I would. But here's some journal prompts for you. Journaling can be one of the most amazing tools, a free gift to yourself. When I was taught to journal at school, I was joking with someone the other day. All I knew was that you just said, oh, what I had for breakfast, I played with my friends at school, what I had for lunch, and I did my homework type thing. We weren't taught how to go deep. But that is actually another completely different subject. But today, what I would suggest that you do is to sit with yourself and understand what it is you're actually feeling. Are you missing the person? Are you missing the circumstances? Are you pissed off with yourself for how you reacted or how you were? Are you blaming yourself? Or are you not taking responsibility for your part in the circumstances? I'm going to put my glasses on because I wrote down a couple of things. So if you look at it in the opposite way is that your soul led you on this pathway to experience just this. Whatever that means for you, I'm so sorry if you are feeling raw and you're hearing me saying your soul chose this. But please take it from a bigger perspective, that we are souls. We are beautiful spiritual souls having a human experience. We are here to experience all. So instead of being in the victim and in the deep, deep, deepness of it all and not wanting to get out, which actually drains your energy, ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? What can I learn now from this experience? Where were my boundaries? Even if it is a loved one, even if it is a sibling or your mum or your dad or whatever, when you are ready, please go through it. Please cry. Please Do everything you can not to lock it down and block it down. If you've already locked it down and blocked it down, please trust me that you will get through it. And when you face it, it will be hard, but it's doable, and it will bring you out the other side where you can love again or feel joy. Feel the little moments of that butterfly fluttering past or that bird singing in the tree, whereas before you never ever heard of them because you're so much full of your own heartbreak. So this is a beautiful circumstance to find out your own values, your boundaries, how much you do nourish yourself, take care of yourself, love yourself. It's all part of the heartache. Trust me, it really is. It doesn't sound like it, does it? And when it's somebody else's fault, or it's somebody else that's passed and left you, then of course none of these things are really going to make sense to you. But in time they will. So I hope that something lands with you today, whether you're ready for it today or not. We don't have to even question that, but allow some of these words to wash over you for when you are ready to face that healing journey, that deep wound within inside of you. So a couple of prompts when you are ready to do so. What part of me is hurting the most? Because if we don't know that, where do we start? Where do you feel it in your body? Some people, it could be their pride, if it's a relationship or a friendship, or their career. What can I learn about myself? How did I handle it? We don't want any blame and shaming of self. What we need is gentleness and kindness. Every single person goes through this. You aren't different in that plane. So it's about being kind, talking nice words to yourself. You will get through this, encouraging yourself to face it. What would I do to love myself more through this circumstance? What can I do to love myself more? Heartbreak can be the doorway back to yourself. Heartbreak can open many, many more doorways into your life, into your circumstances. So I encourage you, I deeply encourage you to look at yourself, reflect on what it means to you, where in your body you feel it, and know in your heart to truly love again. It may not be another person for a very long time. It might be a person that you can never ever replace. But it's about facing that, those other things around guilt. I shouldn't be feeling joyful. Somebody has passed away, or somebody is not doing very good. But then you're doing yourself a disservice and the people around you a disservice. So I encourage you to work through that one as well. I hope this has been helpful. You know that you can reach out to me if in need of a chat or anything like that. I'll leave it with you. I know there's probably more things that we could talk about, but short and sweet and to the point is where I want to go. And there will be more videos on boundaries and values, your self-worth, healing, all that kind of thing. So I look forward to seeing you again soon. My heart to yours.